Okay, it's time for Solana Memecoin Trading Guide Part 2. So in this video we're gonna talk about pre-sale and stealth launch, which is benefits of each other, and then we're gonna talk about burning tokens, when it's good, when it's bad, and why. Uh, then we're gonna talk about CEXs and Solana price and how Solana price impacts market cap of Solana meme coins. So okay, let's start. I get a lot of questions, especially from like our community members, and asking my opinion about pre-sale and stealth launch and which way is better to launch a coin and why. So at beginning, let's talk about both. So pre-sale, when you buy into pre-sale, let's say it's on pink sale. First thing you need to understand is tokenomics. We're gonna talk about tokenomics a bit more next video, but like you need to look at tokenomics when you need to understand how much of raised Solana we're gonna pair with how much of total supply. If you know with both factors, then you can count what is gonna be roughly launch market cap and what is gonna be launch liquidity pool. And knowing these two factors, you can judge um, is it worth for you to invest or not, and you can judge if it's gonna be hard for a team to push this coin to, let's say, 10, 20, 50 x's, so yeah, so once you know that, you need to understand like pre-sale, because in pre-sale teams raising um, liquidity basically, and most of the times we put like, let's say, 50% into liquidity pool and 50% into marketing and all other stuff you need to do for when you launch a meme coin or any coin, to be honest. So yeah, because when pre-sale gonna launch, it's gonna have much bigger liquidity pool than, let's say, stealth launch, at least usually. So that means more stability, less risks, because you have bigger liquidity pool, so it's less likely to, I mean, it's not less likely, let's put it this way, it's harder to dump on this coin, let's put it this way. But at the same time, because that coin gonna launch, let's say, 200, 300, 500k market cap, or maybe even more, it means less profit as well, because when everybody buys, let's say on pink sale, everybody buys that coin at launch price if team does everything right? So let's say if coin launches at, let's say, 200k market cap, right? And coin goes into 2 million market cap, you only do 10 x's. But if stealth coin launch, we launch, let's say, at like 5k market cap, you go into 2 million market cap, you did what, like I don't even want to do math, but you can get how much more access you do. Um, so yeah. Uh, Also on pre-sales, because there's much bigger liquidity pool, so it means more cash out as well. What I mean by that, because liquidity pool is gonna be much healthier, so it means it's gonna be much easier for you to cash out as well. So let's say on paper you own 10k, so let's say you're gonna cash out 9k. On stealth launch, let's say on paper you own 20k, it's quite possible you're not gonna be able to cash out even half of that. It depends really on liquidity. So let me show you an example for you. I found this coin. It has just over 5%, like 6-7% liquidity pool market cap ratio. So let's go to Jupiter. Copy the code. Not code. I mean contract address. And we found out how much is 1%. So roughly, so we have 100 million total supply. So 10 million is 1%. No, we have 1 billion. My bad. So 10 million is 1%. 10 million, so 10 million is 39k. And you can see, and 5% is not bad for a stealth launch. I seen, like I said in last video, I've seen much worse. So on paper, you're holding about 39k, but you're only gonna be able to cash out about 28k. So you're losing more than 10k. But if you look at, let's say, let's find the liquidity pool. Oh, this one is way over 10%. Let's check this one. So on this one, how much is 1% of this going? 1% is 10 million again, so it's even better. So it's gonna be less confusing. But it's different market cap. I needed to find something close to that. 3.8. Okay, 1 second. So it's gonna be a bit more clear for you. 3.8. Let's use a filter. Market cap, let's say up to 4 million from 3.5. Which one is this one? 4 million, 3.5. 3.8. I would say same coin, right? No. Three point eight, and we need at least, let's say 400k. Oh fuck. At least 400k liquidity. Why it's not shorting by market cap? 3.9. No, it's way too good. Here you go. This one, Nero. Even less market caps. It's only 3.5, and this one was 3.8. So let's see how much is 1%. 1% is gonna be 10 million, so it's perfect. So as you can see as well, because it's a little bit less smaller market cap, so it's gonna be smaller numbers as well, but you're gonna get what I'm trying to say. So 10 million tokens, 1% of supply, it's gonna be worth 35k-ish, but you're gonna get 32k. In last example, it was 39k, and you get like 28k. So you already can see how much more you're gonna get, just because liquidity ratio is way better. And like I said in last video, it's very important to understand that point. So it doesn't matter how much you hold on the paper, it matters how much you can actually cash out. And another big thing in pre-sale, like I know not many people know, but in stealth launches, it's very common for team members or even owner to buy once we launch, like buy heavily. So we actually hold like 50%, 60, 70, 80% of supply. And with that, we can actually control the chart. And it's kind of risky. It's not very bad thing. Like it's not bad thing as long team is not dodgy and don't do stupid things. Like it's not that bad, but still risky. So let's put it this way. So in pre-sale, it's less likely for team to buy in because if team wants to buy in, we're gonna pay exactly as much as you did. So even if they do, like you're not losing anything. Like team actually invested the same amount as you did. We got the same amount of tokens for same amount price as you did. So that's another thing. And worst thing about pre-sale, I mean, it's not worst thing. I mean, it's good and bad because you're launching at much bigger liquidity pool and market cap ratio. Usually it's about 30-35%. Let's say you have at least like 150k liquidity pool and you're launching around like 350k market cap. It's gonna be much harder to push that coin initially. But once that coin gets to a healthy liquidity market cap ratio, let's say 10-15%, that issue goes away. And that issue transfers to very beneficial thing for a coin because whale's gonna be way more interested in that coin. So yeah, so you have to understand that big liquidity pool and market cap ratio is the issue at the beginning, but later it's very good thing. So, and when we call about stealth launches, what I mean by stealth launches is there's no pre-sale basically. Like team launching that coin from my own pocket, we paying for market cap or whatever. So in stealth launch, there's much bigger risk, but at the same time it's much better reward. Because let's say that coin launches at let's say 10k market cap, and that coin goes into, and let's say you actually bought it at that price and 10k market cap, and that coin goes into 100k, not 100k, I mean into 1 million, you already did 100 x's on paper. When you cash out, it's not gonna be 100 x's, but on paper. And it's much easier to pump it because liquidity gonna be much smaller, so it takes way less money to pump a market cap than it does for a pre-sale token, let's say. And when it come back, another big risk in still auctions with big possibility T might hold a big amount of supply because we bought just after launch. Like we sniped their own token, their own liquidity, so we actually can hold. Like it's hard to prove sometimes, but it's very common. Like I would say at least 9 over 10 still launches doing that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. Um, Uh, So yeah, and of course, less cash out. I just showed to you, um, like I showed you in previous example, if, like in stealth launches, like it's very common to see unhealthy liquidity and market cap ratio, and that means less cash out. Like I showed you in the last example, if you hold that coin one, if you hold 1% of supply of that coin, it's worth 39k and you're only able to cash out 28k. So so that's another thing. And of course, big cash outs will lead to big pullbacks and big corrections because the smaller the liquidity, the harder pullback gonna be. So that's pretty much it. Like both ways has own good things and own bad things. But in my opinion, it's not financial advice, but in my opinion, the biggest risk is a team. And if you know a team and you know like you're not gonna do dodgy shit, like you avoiding like 80% of a risk. Rest of a risk is of course like usual crypto stuff. People gonna dump on you, like whales gonna dump on you or something like that. But it's just crypto. You cannot avoid that. Okay, another topic which just was requested by our community members. quite a bit. It's market cap, um, sorry, not market cap, burning tokens. And is it beneficial? It's actually hurting a token? How it is, you know? So I'm gonna explain to you. At first, you need to understand two things. Um, Let me show you my paint skill. There's two things. In meme coins, not many people know about that, but it's very common. There's a market cap and FDV, full diluted market cap, basically. What market cap means? Market cap means um, very good paint skills. Market cap means token price times um, circulation supply. Sorry, circulation supply. And full diluted market cap means token price times total supply. And I'll show you examples so you understand a little bit better. But I'll show example with altcoin because it's gonna be much easier to show it to you. Let me open calculator. 1 second. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you in 1 second. So now we know market cap is token price times circulation supply, and full diluted market cap is token price times total supply. On Dex Screener, it's always full diluted market cap. It's actually saying uh, it's total supply, as you can see in this one. What's the difference between total supply and circulation supply? Circulation supply means all tokens which actually in circulation. So it could be not 100%, like it could be, let's say, 90% of circulation supply is in actual in circulation supply and 10% is locked. So it would be, in this case, it would be only counted token price times 90% of supply, not 100%. And we're gonna just do an example for you. Let's just take any coin. Let's say Tron. Tron has pretty much 100%. Polkadot. Nope. Oh, I know XRP that don't have it. As you can see here, market cap is only 33 billion, but fully diluted market cap is 59 billion. So, and it's very easy to count. So let's say 0.5969 times in circulation supply we have this amount of XRP now, 56,180,894,752, and you get exactly this number. So price just fluctuates a little bit, so it changes quite often. As you can see, it gets exactly market cap. But if you count again, 69 times by max supply, as you can see here, you're exactly getting this number. So you can see that difference. It's not for meme coins. It's almost always 100%. It's very unusual to have not 100%. So that's that. Now let's speak about how burning affects coins and market cap. and let's just leave market cap. For this example, let's say coin has 100 million in circulation supply, like total supply, not circulation supply. Let's say team holds 50% for burning, 50% for burning, burn, and let's say 50% is in liquidity, right? So what happens with that and how it affects market cap? Not market cap. And you understand why I explained it to you. Um, what is fully diluted market cap and normal market cap? Like I said, like in meme coins, almost always fully diluted. But let's say this coin has 100 million not market cap, supply, total supply. 50% gonna go into burn and 50% gonna go into liquidity pool. Let's say that coin reached 10 million market cap. And it has, let's say, so 10%, 1 million liquidity pool, right? So what happened with this coin if team decided to do 50% of total supply burn? What's gonna happen with the market cap and liquidity pool? So, and let's do, so 10, so that coin gonna, at this market cap, it's gonna cost 10 cent per coin, right? So let's say 50% burned. What's gonna be happen with market cap and liquidity and price? So let's say at exactly 10 million market cap, team decided to burn all 50% of total supply. So instead of 100 million total supply, it's gonna be only 50 million left. What's gonna happen with fully diluted market cap? And we already spoke what fully diluted market cap is counted by price. Oh shit. Let me write. So it's gonna be price times total supply equal market cap. So at this time, because token price is 0.1, right? Let me open calculator again. So 0.1, so 0.1 times 100 million, you get 10 million market cap. So what happens if that number burned and only 50, because team gonna burn 50 million token, 50 million tokens. So total supply gonna change to 50 million tokens. So let's see what's gonna happen with price. Price never changes. Like burning don't change price. Like burning itself doesn't change your like token price. So it's gonna stay exactly the same. Your coin's gonna be worth exactly the same. The only difference gonna be market cap difference. Like I don't even need to count, but it's gonna be 5 million market cap and 1 million liquidity. So you're actually gonna lose 50% market cap because you burned 50% of supply. So let's count, just show, but it's pretty straightforward. 5 million market cap. So, and you might ask, why do people like why do teams even burn tokens at all? Like, what's the point then? You know, like first of all, like the biggest selling point for burning tokens is obviously hype. People are hyped. Like most meme coin people don't understand how burning works, and people just hyped, you know. So it usually actually brings buys, and that's pretty much it. So I'll explain you why sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and if team knows what we're doing and does burn tokens when it's necessary, not just to hype people, it actually can help you. So let me delete this. Let's just open a new window. So let's do another example. So let's say token has 100 million total supply again. Team holds 50% of for burning. Token cost is 1.5 cent per token, so that equals to 10 million market cap. Market cap. And that coin gonna have, let's say, bad liquidity ratio. Let's say it has, let's say, 500k in liquidity, and that's equal 5% market cap liquidity ratio. And like I said, I want to see at least 10. Like 10, at least for me, is a good number. So now team actually can burn tokens. Let's say, yeah, now team can actually burn tokens. Price is gonna stay the same. Market cap gonna drop by 50% because we burned 50% of total supply. So now market cap is 5 million. Market cap and liquidity pool gonna stay the same, 500k. So now that liquidity pool is gonna be liquidity pool and market cap ratio gonna be 10%. Yeah, like, and you have to understand, like, if you, let's say, holding any amount of tokens, we're gonna burn with team tokens. Like, that price itself not gonna affect how much you're holding. So you're not gonna get more. I mean, your tokens are gonna be worth more or less, you know, unless people starts to buy or sell. But yeah, like, but in this example, team burned 50% of supply, and now we have 5 million market cap and 500k in liquidity. So we actually fixed their liquidity and market cap ratio. So in this case, we are actually more likely to see big whales coming in, you know, and buying because it's less risky for whales to do that. So in this example, it's good. But let's say team actually dumb and we don't know what to do. We're doing, you know, like like I said, you know, like burning tokens is just good for hype unless you're doing to fix your market cap liquidity ratio. But let's say team doing that for just to hype people, you know, and just by hyping people, you can actually hurt your project in long term. So let's do exactly the same example. 100 million total supply, 50% in for burning. Rest is 50% for liquidity. Let's do exactly the same number so you have better understanding. 10 million market cap. Then let's say 1 million liquidity pool, and you have 10% of liquidity and market cap ratio. And now, because team already has a good liquidity market cap ratio, Like, the only reason we would burn that because we need to. But in this case, let's say we burned all 50%, and now market cap changes to 5 million, and 1 million liquidity pool. So now liquidity pool ratio is gonna be 20. And it's already not small market cap. It's 5 million. It's not small market cap anymore. So you have to understand the bigger liquidity market cap ratio is, the harder it is to pump this coin. It takes more money basically to pump this coin. But you shouldn't be afraid of big liquidity ratio when market cap is small. Let's say up to like 2 million, 3 million maybe. But because it's still gonna be fairly easy to pump this coin. But once it gets to, let's say, 5 million, and if it's still 20%, it's gonna be fairly hard to pump this coin. Let's say if you want to do 2x on this one, to go from 5 million on 20% liquidity market cap ratio, from 5 million to, let's say, 10 million market cap, it's gonna be around like 400, 300k straight buys, no sells, buy pressure just to do 2x. Like, that's quite a lot on this market cap, you know? So that's that. And also you have to remember, for at least for Solana, I'm not sure about other chains. Like, I'm pretty good at Solana, not very good on other ones. Like, I know basics, but that's pretty much it. But let's say on Radium, liquidity pool has 0.25% of taxes. What that means? Like, when you buy or sell that memecoin tokens, 0.25% of that is gonna be taxed. And it's gonna go into liquidity pool, not to team, not to anybody else, straight into liquidity pool. So that means every time somebody buys and sells, liquidity pool gets better. But if coin gets stuck at one market cap for quite long and it has big volume, that can be a problematic in long term. But I just wanted to tell you, there's always some taxes on dex and on dexes. Okay, so next thing is price increase on Solana. What I mean by that, like, many people don't understand that as well. So let's say if Solana, I'm not gonna be able to show you because Solana on 24-hour chart is 0%. But basically, I think I opened this one. Yeah, you can see on this one. Um, as you can see here, there's $55 on sell and $2 on buy. So it's obviously much more sell pressure than buy pressure. But 1 hour, 1 hour still shows green when it should show red, right? Right, because there's more sell pressure than buy pressure. When we go into Solana and we look 1 hour, so what's time now? 4:33, 3:33. So yeah, so price was increased from 143 to 144 something. So it increased by a little bit, and that's why it's showing that. Like, I'm not gonna be able to show you in this video because like I said, on 24-hour chart, Solana basically didn't move. But check that when you're gonna see like Solana and 24-hour chart, like 5% increase, and check couple charts and see these numbers, and you're gonna understand what I mean. And that's why I would always suggest you track your investment into meme coins. Let's say investing in a meme coin which is paired with Solana, by Solana. And what I mean, if you invested one Solana, mm, if you invested one Solana And so at that time when he invested, one Solana was $100 for one Solana. And when, let's say, Solana starts to pump crazy, and one Solana goes into, let's say, $300 per Solana, right? And you invested into Memecoin, one Solana, let's say at 1 million market cap, right? Jeez, I barely can read myself. And when you cash out, and Solana basically started to pump, right? From 100 to 300, and you decided to cash out at 3 million market cap. MCAP. How much you gonna get? Guess. Like if there's no buys, nothing, and that coin and Solana just straight like in 10 minutes went from $100 into 300. Guess how much you're gonna cash out? Yes, one Solana. On paper, you invested $100 and you took out $300 because Solana went from $100 to $300. But in reality, you invested one Solana and you took one Solana out as well. So you didn't earn anything. So I always suggest people who buys into meme coins, let's say in Solana, like just track how much Solana you invested and how much you're taking out, and then you can easily check how much you made. Okay, and next topic. And this topic is very annoying. Let me put it this way. CEX. Why it's good and why it can be bad as well. Okay, so you have to understand how DEX and CEX works, right? So let's put this way. Here's DEX and CEX. Okay, so when you're creating a new meme coin, you're gonna have main liquidity pool, which most likely on Solana gonna be made on Radium or Fluxbeam or somewhere else, but usually Radium, right? So and this is gonna be your main liquidity pool. Let's just imagine. So your market cap, your coin's market cap, or who you invested in, it's dependent of this pool and this pool only, and what's happening in this pool. What's happening in our pools, let's say, what's happening in the Orca pool, let's say Radium, main pool is on Radium pool, but with some other pools on Orca, it doesn't affect market cap at all. So everything what happens, what rates coming into DEX, DEX main liquidity DEX, that's what increases your market cap. But it's and also you have to understand CEXes is very expensive, extremely expensive. So, and I can explain you why it's not worth going into CEXes when you're at small market cap, and why many coins does that mistake, and actually gonna get delisted from CEXes as well. Let's say you actually bought, let's say you're at 500k market cap, right? You got into CEXes and there's no volume on CEXes. After a month or a couple months, that centralized exchange gonna delist your token because there's no reason for them to hold your token if there's no volume. And centralized exchanges wants only volume because we have fee on every single transaction that is made on their centralized exchange. But and every single transaction on that CEX, it's not gonna increase your market cap by anything. Like it's not gonna affect your market cap by any mean directly. By it will have effect indirectly, and it can have a good positive effect and negative effect as well. Why? It's by a thing called arbitrage. I think that's how you spell it. What arbitrage means? Arbitrage means you're buying, let's say you're buying on CEX. You're buying on DEX. Let's say on this main liquidity pool, and when you're transferring coins you bought on DEX into centralized exchange, and then you sell there, because main liquidity price and centralized exchange price always fluctuates a little bit, so it can always have small difference. Maybe it's very minor, maybe it's a couple cents, maybe more, but it's always has small amount. And there's actually even a people who make a living off that. We're buying, let's say, on DEX and we're selling on CEX, or it can actually work either way. We're buying on CEX and we're selling on DEX because it get better price. So that's why people arbitrage, because we make money doing that. And yeah, and how it affects market cap, like I said, it doesn't affect directly, but it does affect indirectly, because let's say actually people buying on DEX because it's cheaper and moving these coins into centralized exchange and selling there because it's more expensive. So it means on DEX, on main liquidity pool DEX, you're gonna have more buying pressure than selling pressure, most likely, right? Because he's not gonna even sell on that main liquidity pool. He's gonna sell on centralized exchange, and if he's gonna sell on centralized exchange, it's not gonna affect your market cap. So it's more likely to pump. But at the same time, like say, if you're arbitraging from CEX and moving into DEX, you're gonna have more sell pressure than buy pressure. So that's how it works basically. It's not a big thing, with arbitraging. It's nothing illegal. Not everybody doing, but a lot of people doing that, and there's nothing wrong with that. And yeah, but like people expect, like that's how people see it successfully. Like see Memecoin get into centralized exchange, then we're gonna go to the moon. Usually it doesn't work like that. Because why? Because people buying news, it's like almost happens every day in crypto, like on altcoins and even Bitcoin. People buying news and selling reality. And you usually see that. Like I've seen many times, I don't know, I can even count like 9 of the 10 times it actually happens like that. Before, when you announce centralized exchange, coin pumps. When you get listed, they sometimes couple hours after you get dumped. Like not big, like small correction usually, like nothing major, because people basically bought news and then sold it because we didn't see big price surge after CEX listing, and it doesn't work like that. Like the, people misunderstand that there's no people in line waiting for you to get listed at centralized exchanges, and when we're gonna jump on buying your coins. It doesn't work this way. That's why before you go into centralized exchange, you need to achieve something. You need to achieve, like, and I wouldn't say you need to achieve some exact market cap or anything. You need to achieve basically a hype. People talking about your coin. People know your coin. And then centralized exchanges is good. And like I said, for BAMBIT, like my initial plan was to get listed at like at one time at like 4 centralized exchanges. Why? Because it's gonna create massive hype. It's gonna spread news. People gonna start talking. Like this coin gonna get into 4 centralized exchanges, gonna move. And stuff like that. And it can create such a big hype when actually you're not gonna have that initial dump after you get listed on centralized exchanges. So that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and another thing, because it's very expensive, at small market cap, like I don't know if I can even say how much is that, but it's very expensive. Let's just put it this way. But at small cap market cap, coins is better to use this money into, let's say, basically improving the project by marketing, content, or anything else. How we can improve, basically market cap and how many people know, how many holders we have, basically improving a project in general. And in my opinion, rushing into CEX is worst thing you can actually do, because you're gonna spend insane amount of money, insane amount of liquidity, marketing or CEX tokens, because you need to pair. Like CEX actually gonna ask you to provide, I don't know if I can say how much, but like there's a number CEX is usually asked to provide you tokens and actually USDT as well if you're gonna pair with USDT. So yeah, but at the same time, in long term, you have to have CEXs. Like in long term, they're necessary. They're really necessary. In short term, I wouldn't rush into them. And yeah, your community might not like that. Like our community really wants sexes, but I know it's not gonna help at this point. But sexes, like centralized exchange for BAMBIT is always on the list. Like when we feel we're ready for that, and when we're gonna feel like it's gonna help us, not gonna do just waste money and do nothing. Like we're more than happy to do it. And we're not gonna get listed at one centralized exchange at once. Like for my plan is at least 3, 4 at once. And that I feel could actually create such a big hype, not just in your community, but in actually people around it, because people might actually start writing news about you because you're doing that move, and stuff like that. And more people are gonna find out about you. So yeah, so it's pretty long video. Oh yeah, it's almost 50 minutes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope people understand now what is pre-sale, what is still launch, what's my opinion about it, what's burning tokens, how it can help, how it can actually damage your project, sol price increase, how that helps on your market cap, and general CEX, how actually CEX works, and why CEX don't actually have impact on your market cap. Like many people think they do, like centralized exchange has impact on your market cap. We don't have direct impact on market cap, because everything that's get traded, bought or sold on centralized exchanges don't affect your market cap. The only thing that it's affecting is arbitraging, when people actually buying, let's say, from DEXs and selling on CEXs, or other way around. So yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So we still have probably 1 or 2 more videos coming into this series, Solana Memecoin Trading Guys series, and I hope it helps for people. If it doesn't require too much time of my day anyway. So yeah. So see you next time, and thank you for watching. Check out BAMBIT. Maybe you're gonna like it. Maybe you're not gonna like it. You can come join in the RTG and say fuck off. Fuck off to me or something like that, But yeah, that's pretty much it. See you next time.